What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Island Hopper TV, and today we are going to talk about things to know about visiting Singapore. And we're here starting out on the riverfront. This riverfront here is called Clark Quay, and then if you go that way a little bit, you'll go towards Boat Quay. It looks like Quay, Q-U-A, but anyway, you can take the river boats up and down here, and it'll take you ultimately over towards Marina Bay. But in this video, we're going to go over things to know for first-time visitors, and that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get started. So when you come to Singapore, I want you to get this Singapore tourist pass. It's the MRT. There's a couple different lines. There's the blue line, which is the downtown line. There's the green line, the red line, and I think there's one other line. But Singapore, being that it's a small island, transportation, I would go with definitely getting at least the 2-day pass to try it out when you get to the airport. You can also do Grab. So they don't do Uber. So before you come to Singapore, you need to download the app called Grab. That's the one they use in Southeast Asia. They bought out Uber's stake here. It's just like Uber with a couple variations. Similar pricing, just the Southeast Asia version. They also have Grab Eats, so that just goes to show you how similar they are. As far as other forms of transportation, they do have a bus, and then they have a hop-on, hop-off bus. But I personally ride the MRT. Singapore is small enough, and if I need to catch a taxi in between just like that, they're all over the place. So as far as riding a tuk-tuk or back of an Uber motorbike, I wouldn't count on that too much. So the MRT card is a must. I think it costs about $25 for the card and the 2-day unlimited pass. So that's what I recommend if you're looking to save money. If you want efficiency, go with Grab. And from the airport, you can also get a van or a shuttle, any other sort of transportation, or you can just do it by foot. I mean, Singapore, especially the downtown area, is pretty easy to do on foot. So let's keep this going. Look at that. No motorcycle, bicycle parking on that area here on Raffles Quay and Coyer Quay. Okay, another thing I'd like to point out about Asia in general is the right side of the escalators are going to be for people who want to walk. Even though she's standing there, she should be walking forward, because people who are in the right side, they move forward by walking. So if you're intending on just standing, you stand to the left. The right side is for forward moving traffic. She's okay because no one is trying to push behind her, but that's what the right side of the escalator is. So people who just want to stand and ride, they're on the left side. Okay, so as mentioned previously, Singapore is a very diverse place. Got multiple different ethnicities and cultures and types of different people that you can encounter here. You get a lot of people from, they're called the Peronicons. They're the first people that were here. So that's pronounced Peronicon. You can go to the Singapore National Museum. You'll see information about the Peronicons, but they're basically of a Chinese ancestry. So they're kind of like the original inhabitants, and then you have like the Malay and Indonesian type of culture and ethnicity here, and that's kind of mixed with the Peronicon, right? And then you have people from India who come here. You have Europeans who come here and they do business, but the majority of the people that you're going to come across that are going to be from here mostly are Peronicon or Chinese Mandarin. I believe that is the most commonly spoken language here. It's something to know, but with the beauty in all of the multiculturalism that takes place here, it's really probably the safest city to be in the world. So another thing that I will mention along this way is they do not sell any bubble gum here. So if you come here and you ask for bubble gum, you will not get any bubble gum. They don't sell it. That's why you don't see any bubble gum on the ground. It's illegal. You probably heard that before, but I'm just confirming it for you. They have chewy stuff like high chews. And then another thing that they also have is international SIM cards. So if you're trying to get a cell phone, I'm trying to cross the road here, you can hang out with me as we do the big thing here. But if you're trying to get a calling card, you have to have an unlocked phone, and you need to take your passport to the 7-Eleven or to the convenience store where you're going to be buying from, because they will not sell you a calling card, an international calling card, without a passport. So just keep that in mind. Also, depending on your cell phone carrier, you may be able to have international calling. For example, I use Verizon, so I have the $10 a day that comes with 0.5 gigabytes unlimited calling and text, but that 0.5 gigabytes kind of goes by pretty quickly, especially if you're doing lots of chatting or communication. There are some applications that you can use that are going to be better, such as Line or WeChat. They use up less data than something like Skype or some of these other ones. Also, they do have these free Wi-Fi zones across the city, so you might not even need data if you're able to tap into those free Wi-Fi options. But typically, from my experience, you need to have a Singaporean phone number, because what they do is they'll say, enter your phone number, and I'll enter an American phone number with Verizon, of course, but they won't send me a Wi-Fi code for registering, because for some reason it doesn't go through. No one even knows the exact answer. Even if you talk to someone who's a Singaporean or lives here or works at even the Wi-Fi areas, they just don't understand why the text won't go through to Americans. So that's one of the perks of getting an international SIM card. Here in this area, they do have an international SIM card that on the card it says you get Indonesia, Singapore. Here's one of those grab food guys. So Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and more, and I think those more include Thailand, but don't quote me on that. So anyway, let's keep this tour moving here. Things to know about coming to Singapore, my favorite city. I think so, I think it is. Okay, so on this next part of the video, we're going to talk about safety, we're going to talk about climate, and we're going to talk about the prices of some things like alcohol and other stuff like that. So the first thing is the climate. Right now, it is the middle of December, it is still humid. I did talk to a girl, she's from Germany. She told me that in the summer, or in the winter time at night, she feels as though she needs a sweater. Now in the summertime, that's never going to be necessary, okay? This little place right here is Boat Key. We're coming back into Boat Key, and this is Little Saigon. Actually, we'll go right through Little Saigon here. Okay, so in the summer, it is really hot. I mean, it stays around 88, 92 pretty consistently, but in the winter you do get a lot of rain. Like if you look at the 7-day forecast, for example, right now it's all rain. 82 and rain, 82 and rain, 85 and rain. I mean, yesterday was rainy pretty much throughout the day. It's been gray and threatening clouds in the sky all around all day today. It just hasn't rained. So the price of alcohol, it is expensive here, okay? The alcohol just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a tax. Maybe someone in the comments can help me with that, but I do know that alcohol being expensive here is a thing, and it's kind of frustrating. This little area right here is Boat Key, so that's what we're dealing with right here. Now the cost of things, as I mentioned, depending on the property, so like Marina Bay Sands, anywhere around the Marina Bay area, really expensive. You go into like I don't know, some of these other stations outside, even beyond Raffles, like on the downtown line, you go out a couple stops away from downtown and you're looking at pretty nice hotel prices. I mean, the hotel I'm staying at right now, I'll show you, but it is about $100 a night after 50, so it's $85 plus $15 in tax, and that's even in what I consider to be one of the peak seasons, December. So here you get more variety of drinking and food out here on this side of Boat Key. If I go to the other side, so this side's going to be a little bit more cheap, affordable, but if I go to the riverfront side, I'm paying a lot more. I mean, that's where the $150 crab is. Over here, look, you can get a soup of the day for $4. That's Singapore price. So like I said, I mean, on one side of the street it can be sky high prices. You just flip right on the other side of the street and it's a lot more affordable. So that's pretty good. But they've got a lot of disco clubs here. You'll see Myth, and then Bollywood. It's an Indian music lounge. You've got more Hindi dance bar. So that just shows you what the nightlife's like. This is one of my favorite places to go for nightlife. But it's all across the city. I mean, do you want to go to Sentosa? Do you want to go to Boat Key? Do you want to go to Clark Key? I mean, it just varies what you're into. But the pricing over here is going to be a lot more affordable than if I just take a left right up here. Literally on the other side of this building. The prices are going to be way higher. So anyways, we'll keep this tour going. Alright, one more thing just to elaborate more on the weather. Within the span of an hour, those ominous clouds turned to rain. It's turned into a downpour. I couldn't film. And here you are. You can see. The ground is wet. It's still a little bit of a drizzle. We've got a little bit of thunder. We do get some thunder and lightning, so it can be sunny, hot, muggy, and then just cool down and look like this. So okay, so if there was a list of places that you should explore, in my opinion, it's like the top 5 places. Let's see if I can give you 5 real quick here, maybe 6. Okay, so Boat Key, Clark Key, you could consider that 1 or 2 because it is technically 2 different places. So you got Boat Key, Clark Key, which is this riverfront right here. This is the beginning of Clark Key. And then you've also got Marina Bay. So that whole waterfront around Marina Bay, you know, that's where the cloud forest is, and the Flower Dome, and the Marina Bay Mall and Hotel and Casino, which you do need a passport for. So don't try and go in there without a passport. Sentosa Island, Chinatown. So there's about 4 or 5, right? And then you've got these off the beaten track places like Little Italy and some other areas. Some people like to go to Gailing. And then some people hang out, believe it or not, down by Changi. You know, Changi is kind of far away from here, or Changi, as they would pronounce it. Anyway, that'll wrap it up for this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like. And subscribe to Island Hopper TV. And we will see you in the next video. Don't forget to watch these other videos from around Singapore and Southeast Asia.